Okay, so we now have another platinum partner keynote from Telcoms, and coming all the way from Pisa in Italy is Simona Manetti. I was due to go to Pisa.
Hello, Brian. Yeah.
Hello. I was just saying I was due to come and visit your lovely city, Simona, but thanks to COVID, I've had to cancel my plans. Maybe next year.
Okay. Yes, it's better. Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
thank you for joining us. I know you're going to talk about location services, and you have colleagues who are going to join you. So with that, I will leave the stage in your hands.
Okay, thank you, Brian, and thanks to Cambium that gave us the opportunity to be here today. I'm Simona from Telcoms, and I'm going to introduce our company. Brian, can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly.
Now, can you hear me, Brian?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I don't know what happened.
Don't worry, that's okay. Blame COVID.
Okay. The show must go on, okay. Yes, I'm Simona Manetti from Telcoms, and I'm going to introduce our company. Telcoms is a value-added distributor. We are based in Pisa, and we are focused on networking and wireless solutions, security, and video surveillance as well. I have a problem with the presentation. I don't know why. By the way, I try to go on. Okay, our main target is YISP distributors, resellers, system integrators, and thanks to them, we have expanded our reference markets. So we can say that we don't work only in telecommunications, but also in hospitality, education, security, video surveillance, and so on. We like to say that our added value is represented by our know-how, and we put our know-how at customer service during all the year with training sessions about all the brands in the catalog. We have an internal lab where we can make demo, give remote assistance to customers, handle RMA, and so on. And in addition, we can provide also customized configuration and network design, and we can support also the customers on the field with site survey. And in the end, I spend a few words about the great partnership between Skyfii and Cambium Networks. They are the most important brands in our portfolio. You know Cambium Networks, of course. Skyfii is a cloud-based platform for guest access, localization services, social marketing, and many other features. And thanks to the synergy between Skyfii and Cambium Networks, we can today provide a complete solution, and we can say that we sell a Wi-Fi experience of another level. I finished my presentation, and let me introduce my colleague, Leonardo Giusti, CTO of Telcoms. Hello, Leo.
Hello. Thank you, Simona, and good morning, everyone. I present only a few slides to describe our solution. In our opinion, we have to offer the best of technology, but we have to offer also applications. In my experience of this year, every time that I speak with the customer, the question that the customer gave to me is, how can I get money with your solution, with your Wi-Fi? And the answer is not so easy. It's not simple. The Wi-Fi is a new. You have a new technology in this moment. You have AX, you have Cambium, you have Cien Maestro with cloud management. You have Xeros, the best, but it's not enough. It's not so enough. Why? Why? The customer, really in the retail market, I speak every day with customer in the GDO, and they want more. They want a revenue from Wi-Fi. So my solution is combine the technology of Wi-Fi with the analytics. Why? The analytics could be inside your network Wi-Fi and could be give you many informations about the people that move in your storage, that move in your mall. Yes, I give you the best of technology. Yes, I give you Cambium, I give you CN Maestro Cloud Management, I give you XMS value add for Cambium because you have application control and security. I give you the Wi-Fi 6 APS with AX, this new technology in spatial diversity, time diversity, and frequency diversity is the best in this moment of Wi-Fi technology, and Cambium is the first in this moment. But I want to give you a value add solution. I want to give you an application, and so I can use this functionality of Xirus, that is a Xirus positioning system. This is an engine that work together the Wi-Fi network and take many informations about the terminal, the station that are connected in your networks, okay, but also the terminal that are unconnected in your Wi-Fi network. So I have many number. I have the positioning of the people that are in your shop, that are in your store. What can I do with this information? Can analyze this information? I can give this information to our marketing team. Okay. So the ecosystem partnership from Cambium and Skyfii for me means to give you captive portal for take the information from the customer. So profile my customer in the store. Take the positioning of my customer, because the customer that move from A to B, position from venue A to venue B, I can analyze, I can take like information for my marketing team. Okay, so the answer that I give to my customer and that I gave in this year to my customer is how are people moving around? Yes, the people moving around from A to B in what percent? Where are they going? Where do I best place my advertising? How do I start to improve my cross-zone visit? Yes, I can use many zones on my maps on my software, and I can view a time flow where the people moving, moving from side A to side B, I can understand how many time they spend in that area. This is the real value add that I can give to my customer. So the answer that I give to my customer is, yes, I give you the best Wi-Fi network with Cambium and Xirus, but I give you also the best of analytics for your marketing team. And I can say that this is the winner in our cases. And okay, and this is my opinion, this is my experience. Now I give the floor to Jackson of Skyfii that will explain the potential of Skyfii platform. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Leonardo. Now, before I jump into some of the project examples for how we work with location services and Wi-Fi location data, I think it's important to talk a little bit about the business practice or methodology of Skyfii and what is Omni data intelligence. And this is a practice of analyzing multiple data sets to create a complete understanding of experience across the physical and digital world. And there are three core pillars that underpin what is Omni data intelligence for Skyfii. And the first one of those is right data. And what right data means is having a technology agnostic approach to what data sources we work with. So this means working with Wi-Fi is a very foundational data source for us as a business, but also integrating with technologies such as cameras, point of sale, ticketing, CRM platforms, and importantly, any other technology asset to the customer from a physical digital perspective. On top of that, we then have what is right technology. So our IO platform, our SaaS solution, able to integrate natively with these technologies, collect the data, the information, provide it back as analytics and insights into visitor behavior, experiences, but then importantly actioning this as well through our content delivery tools. And then finally, the third pillar within Omni Data Intelligence is right people. And right people for Skyfii refers to our data scientists and marketing strategists who work with our clients to better leverage the platform, the technologies available to them, and get greater value from the assets that they have, including our own platform. And it's this approach that we bring to all of our customers at a large venue scale, such as a university campus or an airport, but all the way down to quick service restaurants as well and retailers. It is a defining methodology for how we like to approach our customers and bring value to them through our solution. Now, the first use case and case study I'm going to look at today regarding location services was actually a predictive model and real-time recommendation engine that we built for a retail mall group. And importantly, this was harnessing Wi-Fi location data for the predictive model, which was constructing visitation patterns using an advanced machine learning algorithm. And this Wi-Fi location data wasn't just the occurrence of someone visiting the outlet, but also what stores the shopper was going into over a historic period to better understand the customer and the shopper behavior. And based on this predictive model, a recommendation engine was designed to then meet the opportunity to engage with those shoppers preemptively or in real time as they're in the outlet mall to drive higher conversion into stores and importantly spend. Now, some of the great results of this model that we built was the fact that for 44.3% of registered visits, the model could predict the next store a visitor was likely to go into with up to 75% accuracy. So in the context of predictive models, this is on par with some of the recommendations engines designed by Netflix and other e-commerce businesses, but we are using a physical technology source as a benchmark and that backbone for the data collection, which is really unique. And importantly, these shoppers' visits were preempted. So as they arrive, we can drive greater personalization and contextualization through the use of this Wi-Fi location data as a predictive model. Now, in this next slide, I'm just providing an overview of some of the constructs of that model and what was feeding into the prediction engine. So importantly, we had the venue and the store popularity. So 150 stores, all with Wi-Fi location data, giving us historic insights into the total volume of visits that they would receive over a yearly period. This was then pulled into the store candidate pool and matched against the member or shopper historical Wi-Fi store visits and real-time Wi-Fi location to come up with a recommendation for the likely next store they would visit. And as you can see there, the model itself was tested in a few different variables to ensure accuracy was of a high degree of trust. And out the back of that, it provided a number of recommendations to the client for opportunities and how they could engage with that shopper and importantly, drive a higher level of conversion in the outlet. And a few examples of those recommendations were the arrival date. So the model could predict if someone was likely to visit within 24 hours. And that's really important in a retail sense because the sooner that someone is likely to visit the store, the greater the opportunities to present them with advertising or content, because that information and that incentive is top of mind and therefore more likely to be acted upon. Underneath that as well, the other recommendations that we were providing was, of course, the first store. So where is someone likely to enter into in terms of a retail unit first when they arrive into the shopping mall, but then also the cross visit. So where they're likely to go afterwards based on previous visitation behavior, again, which is a recommendation and trigger that can be used to deliver content, to drive and engage them and improve conversion. And then finally, discovery at the back there, which is the common co-visitation patterns. So analyzing stores that share traffic inside that mall and then using that as a recommendation to discover or provide a discovery opportunity to the shopper within that retail mall. Now, as I jump into this next use case, we are looking at a university and the application of Wi-Fi location data in measuring student attendance passively across the campus. Now, importantly, this was merging a number of data sets, again, the backbone of it being Wi-Fi location data, but also student timetables, student Wi-Fi registration records as well. And these data sets were correlated and integrated within our platform to provide for students an attendance record over the semester of what classes they were attending and for others, what classes they were not attending. And this information was critical not only for the campus and the university to better understand attendance rate to classes and then how that will then impact their eligibility for funding, but also understand how space availability on campus can be managed better as the semester progresses, with the knowledge that less rooms are being utilized as well as they should be. The reporting itself was empirically tested and was run by our data science team through a custom dashboard product that we have called IO Labs. And this was provided back to them at a user level where they could review each individual class and subject and understand over the semester period how they were performing from an attendance standpoint. Now, not only did it provide that trend insights into attendance over the semester period, but it provided a good opportunity and ability for the campus to actually reach out to students that were beginning to dwindle off their attendance during the semester period, identifying that these students would be or could be at risk of dropout as a result of perhaps poor attendance, which is then highly correlated with poor output from a testing and performance perspective for the students. So it became not only a tool to better understand the performance of these classes, but also better support the students during the semester with more one-on-one engagement during periods of downturn in their attendance. Now, this slide is just breaking down a few of those core technologies that we work with, and importantly, a solution such as this does require quite a high density of access points across the campus and is a great motivator for universities to increase the number of access points they have, because it enriches the level of detail that we can get from that as a data source, being the location services. Now, these location services integrate with the Skyfii cloud and platform, and then this is integrated also with other campus IT data sources, being ready sessions, class timetables, and class lists. The merging of these data sets is then provided in the web-based dashboard for the university itself. So importantly, where they can understand student attendance, but more recently, we've started using this location data to support with COVID-19 initiatives as well. So understanding on campus where there are high levels of congestion, lots of people in a room in a particular campus building, as a real-time measurement and management tool for social distancing by providing occupancy alerting and notifications to staff on campus as well. Now, as I get into this third use case and case study for us for location data, this is looking at a sporting event in Australia, Australian Open. It runs for about a 2-week period down in Victoria across quite a large sporting ground area. Now, we've been working with the Australian Open for a number of years, and a lot of our focus has been around better understanding crowd flow and fan experience at this event year on year, whilst also providing outputs on a daily basis to operations teams to better manage crowd flow, resource planning, and what might be density challenges in terms of people in particular areas during the day. So Skyfii was brought on to help consolidate the guest Wi-Fi solution, working with multiple vendors across their infrastructure to provide a seamless logging experience. We then also conducted Net Promoter Score emails as well, which were triggered off the back of Wi-Fi location data. So as we saw a device leaving the venue and we no longer recorded probe events or location events for them, we then took that as a trigger to send them an email. And the importance of using Wi-Fi location data in that context is the more relevant and timely the email being sent, the higher the likelihood that someone is going to respond with accurate and credible insights into their experience of that event. So quite successfully, that Wi-Fi trigger allows us to capture 3,500 fans' responses to their experience at the event during the game. And that is then correlated against the Wi-Fi location data as well for enriched learnings. And what that means is if we see a high percentage of individuals providing a negative review or feedback on those promoter scores, we then understand and analyze over the course of the day, where were they in the event? How is that then correlated against the other pain points that we observed in the experience as a way to identify what might be challenges in the event operations itself. Then laid on top of that, obviously the crowd flow measurement, so helping the event better understand how organizers can align their content, the scheduling and the layouts day on day with resources needed for actual demand. So it was a constant daily iteration into how they operated the event using the Wi-Fi location data as an optimization and learning tool based on those insights that they could gather from the crowd flow. And again, just to provide a sort of breakdown of those key components within this project for us, quite importantly, we had the fans sign up onto the guest Wi-Fi, and in that action, a profile is created within the Skyfii platform. Then throughout the rest of the event, all the Wi-Fi location data is assigned against that profile for that known device. So for that fan, we're very intimately understanding their experience at the event, where they go, how long they engage with particular micro events during the course of the day, and importantly, how they move between areas as well. This information then supports a number of key initiatives. So better understanding the fan experience through the NPS survey. As I mentioned earlier, those two data sets are correlated to provide a really rich insight in terms of the fan experience and how that can be improved through reallocation of resources, improving amenities or concessions, depending on the insights we gather through the location insights and the NPS response, down through to crowd flow as well. So how can the organizers better schedule those resources by understanding where people are, where they're going, how often they're there for, and at what congestion and density that is occurring. And importantly, the outcome of all of this is greater participation. So by driving a higher improved fan experience and operational performance, it in turn drives higher and returning attendance at the event. And quite proudly for the Australian Open this year in January and February was the highest attendance ever recorded for the event, which was certainly an accolade for the event itself, but we would like to think and also a contribution for the efforts we've been making over the last few years. So with that in mind, I would like to thank you for listening to this presentation on what is location services. If you have any further questions, please feel free to reach out to me on the one-to-one chat. Back to you, Brian.
Okay, well, thank you all for that presentation. That was very interesting. And have a good rest of your day. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you.